started filming.
Okay, so last year during lockdown we did a series of talks online, mostly about the paintings. But we did mention that we had the prototype of the architecture, this structure we're now in, and it had been rotting for 30 and 40 years in a field, and we wanted to renovate it. Well, since June of this year, we have been doing just that. So this first part, this room, is nearly finished. It's going to be a bedroom, so these tables and chairs won't be in here. And behind the camera, there's work going on in the rest of the structure. It's going on as we speak, it's rocking as people move over the roof. So it's very much a work in progress in its early stages. This is the first bit to be even nearly finished. During the course of the next 2 weeks, this week and next week, is it? No. Tuesday
the 14th.
And Tuesday the 21st of December, just those 2 dates, we're going to talk about the prototype and how work is developing on it. After that, sadly, Freyja goes back to Japan and we'll work out some dates in the new year where we continue talking about the architecture, but by then it will be mostly on Zoom.
But also, as we were doing the podcast, it's the secret path. You having conversations with other people than me here is going to be what's happening as well.
Yes, we'll do that. We'll start that up again too, because that was a lot of fun, and I'm very sad that I let the ball drop on that.
And we've got somewhere to invite everyone to now, which might be an extra pull. We'll have to get a mini fridge.
They've got
Have they?
and a kettle.
Oh, right.
It was in here for a while, but they moved it out.
I think what we should say as well is that the it's difficult getting my English words, kikake, the influence, the impetus, the catalytic converter for this being redone was our online school that we did during the first lockdown in 2019. And like everyone who was doing renovating, we were looking at what we were living in and around and thinking this needs sorting out. So we should say a massive thank you to all of the students that we had for our Dean School of Art courses that year and the year after, because they have helped us renovate this and bring this back and been the inspiration for perhaps using this as an educational space as well as some industry discussions.
And we also ought to mention, but I'll do that when we do it live, the 2 sponsors that helped us get to this point, because that was critical as well.
What we should actually have started with is saying, it's been a really long time. We hope you're all well and doing okay. And it seems like every time we do these videos, there's an international disaster. So we should just check in with everyone.
That's true.
We're all right, aren't we? Touch wood.
Touch a very beautiful piece of owl. Most of the other stuff in here is ash, but we've learned that ash didn't stand up too well to being neglected for 20 years.
Well, how do you know elm will?
Oh, because elm is a wood that does survive in water. You can store elm in water.
It's funny actually, because you say ash, this is ash, and ash really is like that hair colour called ash, isn't it? There's like no warmth in it at all. Whereas this has some sort of golden. Anyway, we should talk about some of the things that are in here.
Oh, I'm a big fan of it. But yeah.
Shall we mention some of the things on the table?
Well, let's look at that from a global perspective. When this was done, it was all based on research into the psychology of the built space. What kind of spaces make people feel comfortable? And it was the architectural space where the focus was. But we are going to look at fixtures and fittings and furniture as we move forward, because obviously the thing we want to do is build these. We want to build a visitor centre where we can store the art, and don't ask where we can hang it, because that's been thought out. And we want to do some structures where people can visit and stay, so sort of holiday villages. So those are plans in the pipeline, but for them to reach fulfillment, we will need to design all the fabrics, the ceramics, the furniture, everything. And that's a job we're going to look forward to. And our basic attitude to that would be to involve other artists and designers and, in a way, create a new arts and crafts movement. Because the idea with this was not to make it futuristic, where everything is push button and sliding doors. It's very much a craft-based feel to it.
I was thinking of this room as the living womb.
You were.
I thought that would be a good name for all the rooms: the bath womb, the bed womb,
Okay.
the living
You've
womb.
lost your job titling it.
But it's womby. Don't you think, such as me?
No, it is, yes. Pause?
Pause. What?
Should we start again?
Why?
No,
You're not
okay.
happy about what I'm saying?
Oh no, yes, that's all fine. No, I just wondered if you had things on your list that we need to mention.
Yeah, I would like to say that one of the reasons we're recording this to say come and join us for the live on the next Tuesday and the Tuesday after that, the 14th and the 21st, 7 p.m. GMT. Is it GMT now? It's GMT, isn't it?
Yes.
And one of the reasons we love doing the lives is to have your feedback with stuff too, and we're going to have someone helping us put your questions to Dad. Maybe it'll be me, but we might have Mum doing it.
We might have
Christabel.
Christabel, yeah. So we'll have anyone reading the questions,
Yeah.
so we can answer it, as it were, on the fly.
Yeah, and it's really great for us when we're talking about physical things as well. That's the most satisfying thing to have a discussion about, isn't it? Because we can, ask you about what you think, what you like, and sort of back and forth it.
There is one thing, though, that we haven't addressed, and that is that right now it's daylight, and you can, if we turn the camera around, which we will do before we finish, you can see other parts of it, but at 7 p.m. it'll be dark out. So it'll be an entirely interior look.
Cosy.
Yes.
And all the little Christmas lights I put in the bonsai will show up better. And this too, maybe. This changes colour, but you can't really see it.
Right. So we'll start with where we started the research, and that was with a children's bedroom, which we'll show you a picture of how it was finished, and we'll show you what it looks like now, which is the sort of sad remains of it that has been cut up. It was caught in a fire, so we had to cut out the bits that survived. The fire, by the way, wasn't in the building. The fire was on an adjacent farmer's land, and the barn that burnt collapsed onto the prototype of the children's bedroom. But what we've rescued, we're going to renovate and fully fit out like this. So you'll see how it is. And when we're doing it, I can tell you why it is how it is. Because that was all where all the research started. And it's where I first got the idea that if you follow the research into what makes spaces make people feel comfortable, children in this case particularly, and it really, really works, it was very inspiring. They really felt very comfortable in that space. And it just seemed sense if you're making a space where they need to feel comfortable, and they really do, it's a way to go forward. And from that, the whole thing came about. Now, I'm talking about the whole thing. This isn't a whole house. It's an exhibition, bedroom, bathroom, dressing area, and reception. Then we had a separate living room and a separate children's bedroom in different prototypes, and we will be looking at other spaces. But for now, this is it, and we will be up for your questions next week. We'll also be talking about, Freyja and I will be doing a collaborative exhibition in San Francisco next summer, hopefully by late tonight we'll actually have the dates and the address and everything. So we'll give you that too when we come back on that. What else?
Well, those were all my notes. Future of Pod House, concept of Pod House, exhibition next year, Tuesday 7 p.m. the 14th. I think that's it for now.
Good.
The house is wobbling. We should probably get the guys to talk about how it's been working on it.
Why don't you grab the camera and then turn it around and show what the rest looks like, then we go out and talk to them.
Okay.
So you do the camera work, I'll walk down there.
Okay.
So this is what is going to be the bedroom. There's no bed in here, there's a table and chairs.
I love these curving steps.
Don't trip on them.
Try not to. Hello.
As you can see, the bathroom is nowhere near finished. And working in here is Barney, who's going to make
Do you mind?
an alternative meditation room in the bathroom.
How's it going?
Well, I think I've worked out a way to map the bath out onto the template.
Barney made the mirrors. And he remade this, because the last one got really rotten with flooding and damp. And he made the other mirror you just made.
And the table we were sitting at.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to just get this angle because it's very
Yeah.
pretty here.
Don't go, Laurie. You've got to show all the usual subjects.
Thank you. So what's going on out here?
So this is Josh.
Yes, hello.
Josh is in charge of everything.
Well, yeah. I'm basically just sweeping up all the dodgy bits which have fallen
Oh,
off.
yeah.
So, just trying to keep it nice and tidy.
Don't let him fool you, he's a real slave driver.
Hiding the evidence is the truth.
Oh, we're coming in?
Here you come.
And what Tony is doing,
This is where the magic happens.
Tony is a genius with shapes and fiberglass.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So it said.
So what he's making with those shapes isn't anything in particular, but the pod is all lumpy because people sprayed foam on it, it got knocked off driving through trees, all kinds of things. So rather than shaping it all directly, we're going to cut a series of shapes and then fill them with foam so they become the second skin and the insulation.
That's it. Indeed.
Okay, Sandy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you having fun, Tony? Is
I
it?
love it.
What's,
It's interesting.
how is it working with Dad?
Don't answer.
He's good. He's alright. I can manage it. I can manage it.
Good, good. What's been your favourite bit working on it?
I would say it's a difficult project, but it's an interesting one. It's one you want to come here every day. You want to do each day. It's because everything is different.
It's been a lot of emergencies as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
Tony's got settled into one job and suddenly there's been a flood or something and we've had to do firefighting,
Yeah.
rescue work.
Yeah. But it's one of those things. I've never done anything like this before where you're having to. It's so unusual. Everything is so different from not just the shapes, but it's the problems you come across. You know, the flooring, having to remove the floor while the house is in situ, the frame is in situ, slide the floor out, put the new floor in. everything. It's just unusual. It's just unusual, but that's what makes it so interesting. So interesting. Yeah, really good.
It looks amazing. It's very exciting for me coming back and seeing how different everything looks.
Yeah, yeah,
Incredible.
It is. I mean, we're coming to a good bit in the moment now, because we'll be putting the actual new shell on it and the new shapes. That's what we're starting now. We're just removing the scaffolding and getting everything organised for that, and that's hence why I'm cutting these, making these new shapes, so we can hide some of the pipe work, bring new finishes in, bits that have got a really untidy. You know, we've got to try and sort them out to make it look.
Okay, we're carrying on.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, sorry, Tony, but thank you. But you're going to do it live?
What's that?
No, we'll talk about that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
7 o'clock at night. But yeah. Okay, there's the electrical cable. New electrical cabling is going in over the top.
Sorry?
Oh, that's okay. This is where you're going to be working next. You're going to move the scaffolding down here,
Yeah,
and all that's going to be covered and sealed in.
yeah. This is going to be another section that we're going to come down with, where I'm going to put some new shapes to hide to go into these valleys to try and take care of any electrical work, and then we're going to be coming down, maybe with some new shapes, blocking this section off, putting lagging inside, and then moving, and then we're going to move round the building. But each side is going to get waterproof and it has to be made really nice.
You can see why it was moving when we were filming inside. It's because it's not on foundations, it's on the back of a trailer. And
Yeah.
that was you moving up on the roof. It was,
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel us moving around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Laurie, do you not want to be filmed? Where did you say you were?
Did you want to show the children's room while we're here?
Yeah. Thank you, Laura. I've known Laurie. He's fair. I've known Laurie for, I don't know, 15 years, 10 years.
Will be that, yeah.
Yeah. Because Laurie was working at Trading Boundaries. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And he,
Good there.
yeah.
Well, I'm enjoying this. Thoroughly enjoying
Thank you.
it. It's a challenge.
Well, you're fiberglassing for the
Yeah,
first
well,
time.
First time I've learned how to fiberglass now. So I can do fiberglassing.
And we can teach an old dog.
You can kick him after, not now. Okay. So this is looking very sad. We start this with the photograph we've got of you sitting in this when you were 3 years old. And the basic idea of this I can explain in much more detail. But we had a child who said he wanted to be in a space where he could feel nothing was there in the dark. And he wanted a door he could physically guard. And he wanted to be high enough up that no one could loom over him. And taking just those three ideas, we built this. And as you can see, it badly suffered from the fire and being abandoned in a field for so long. This was started when I was a student at the Royal College, so it's a real vintage piece. So I am looking forward, if for no other reason than that, to see it renovated.
So we're running into 20 minutes now. I reckon we should.
Okay, let's call it a day
Yeah.
and go and set up for the Zoom.
Okay, so have you got any finishing words?
Yes, we won't be able to see this so well live because it will be at night, but we will try it. We will bring some
I
lights
just want
on.
to get some of those hairs. The problem is I'm stuck between noticing we haven't got the mics in and the hair on your jumper, so I'm not sure where to put the camera to make sure
your
we don't
pocket.
run into
Turn it
those two problems.
I'm going to say goodbye. Let's get the stuff.
Okay, and join us on Tuesday, was it 14th,
Yeah.
at 7 p.m. GMT
Yeah.
for us doing this live, and we'd really like to have your questions and see what you think and talk to you then. Is that all right, Dad?
Perfect.
Okay. Bye bye.